Hello everyone, my name is Steve TV Online, and I am going to be submitting Dragon's Dawn of New Riders any percent VSync on to the marathon. Now VSync on just means that obviously VSync is going to be on, and we cannot turn it off for the console version, which I'm going to be playing on the Xbox Series X. But that doesn't mean anything. We can still do almost every single skip in the entire game. We're just missing about minute and a half of skips that could be evolved inside of the game. But anyway, this game has a lot of story related to it, a lot of skips that are going to be involved. I'm going to try and explain it as we're going on through the game. So without further ado, let's get into this game. The timing will begin the second that this first cutscene goes away, and this actually kind of goes to show a little bit about the this Xbox Series X version of the game. So the timing started now. But instead of playing on the Series X, the game actually has I have a faster loading times than on a PC for some reason. So right here you'll see Hiccup. This is set in between the movies 2 and 3, where he's still in his little bit awkward phase, and he's flying overhead of Burke when he sees an island down below where he lands, and he sees the whole place is destroyed, and he finds this guy here. He doesn't know his name. Hiccup doesn't know his name. He's never seen the place before, and he doesn't know where he is. Is this your dragon egg? No, not really. Well, now it's your dragon egg. It will now become yours. What is your name? I don't know. Let's just call you Scribbler, because I see scribbles on your notepad. Yes, Hiccup is very creative, I know. But anyway, so the first thing that I'm gonna tell you about is, also with the story, here, you watch this X, since it's gonna be yours, we're gonna find out what the sound of that roar is. But anyway, the fastest move that you're gonna see me do is I'm gonna be rolling and then holding it down. I'm also gonna be doing a move called a roll attack canceling, and as well as we're going to be skipping almost every single fight in this game, and I'll explain when we get up to there. But the roll attack canceling is we're going to roll, then attack, then cancel it by rolling again, then attacking, rolling, so far and so forth. And it's kind of a difficult technique. I'm going to try and do it as much as I can. Sometimes I do mess it up a little bit because it's fairly new technique that was found not too long ago by MOD, one of our other runners of this game. So here we go. I'm going to try it. I messed up, so you can, to get it back, you just have to attack without rolling there. Okay, cool. So right here, we are chasing after the person with the egg here, so we're gonna roll an attack once again. And each of these loading zones, so we know where literally every single, we need to know where almost every single loading zone is in this game, and I'll explain that a little bit coming up here in just a second. So this is actually really good. This movement is actually really good. So now we're coming up onto our first trick of the game. And it's going to be to completely skip the tutorial here. So we're going to go right here, and we're just going to fall down. And we're going to go around the loading zone for the trigger for that barrier right there. So that's one of the things that we're going to be doing in almost every single one of these levels is the triggers only activate once. And once they activate, then if you do mess up one of the tricks that we're about to do here, then you can just head back out of the door and go back in, and the trigger for the fight will be done once again. But this is one of the only ones that you actually can go around the trigger, because if you mess it up the first time and mess it up a second time, it's going to reactivate again, because it's the tutorial basically telling you how to fight. But since we already know how to fight, then we can just completely skip that. So right here, we got trapped, and they said, hey, this is our egg. Actually, no, it's not your egg. Oh, yeah, prove it. Well, this is my dragon. It's going to attack you if you don't leave me alone. They're like, fine, we'll leave you alone for this time around. And we're going to see that this dragon, we're like, oh, wow, you're awesome, dragon. Thanks for following along. Then Hiccup and Toothless come down. Oh, your egg hatched. Awesome. Well, it kind of looks interesting. It doesn't look like a bunch of just one dragon. It looks like a bunch of dragons combined into one. Why don't we call it like we could call him a chimeragon, like a dragon mixed with a bunch of different ones. And since he's patched together with a bunch of different dragons, why don't we call him Patch? So, like I said, very creative in the names that Hiccup come up with. But anyway, he says, in order to officially make him your dragon, why don't you do the test, which, if you've seen the How to Train Dragon series, this is the best way to do it. Hold out your hand, look away from them, and if they accept you, they will bring their snoot up to him, and we got to touch the snoot, which is awesome. And now we're going to roll down here, and we are going to actually get another trick. This game is kind of fairly broken when it comes down to it. This is a casual, like, 2.5 hour, 3 hour game if you play it normally, even with all the 100% stuff. But we can break this down to just under a minute 15 or even less. So here we go. We got the Terra Mail, and that Terra Mail allows for us to, for some reason, if you switch off, we get a new thing in this game. You can switch between the two characters, and if you switch at this point, it allows for you to move around. If you hit the switch button, which for me is the left bumper, if you switch, 1 second here. There we go. Okay, so if you switch at the right time, like right here, we just completely skipped a dialogue box right there. So that's going to be our main movement in the entire game, to skip all of the fights and most of the dialogue. As long as you know where it's at, you will not hit it. And it's very important for later on for some of the longer fights to not run into those. So now that we have Patch here as one of our characters, we are going to we're going to use him to use this ice right here, and he's going to have this power to go over here, and then I'm going to use him to skip our next boss, or our next regular fight here, and here we go. There we go. I'm going to move back a little bit just so Scribbler follows along with us. We're going to go down this way, and once again, we can also do that for all this. As long as we know where they are, we should be able to work. Now, this next skip that we're going to do, I found by accident. It was me. So you can skip past this completely. I just didn't wait long enough. That's fine. And now we're going to go here, and we're going to... No, don't you dare go back there, Scribbler. We're going to go around here. So actually, that dialogue box that went there, you can just skip by doing the roll again. So we're going to go over this way, go down, and then finally we are going to use Scribbler once again, and we're going to try and do the roll, attack, cancel as much as we can through this section, since it's basically a straightaway. It is kind of hard to control, so we're just going to use him in the small areas around here in order to get us to areas faster. Now, this is an important skip coming up right here. This is the Astrid Skip, so as long as we do our roll cancel there, we can completely skip getting an item here at the very beginning. All Astrid is doing is basically telling us how to buy stuff from the shop. She will give us items later on that are supposed to be useful, but we just don't care. And if you do get that dialogue box, it's a time loss of 40 seconds, and we just don't want that. So here we go. We are going to do a little bit of unskippable dialogue box. I've tried to skip this before. It actually has crashed my game multiple times, as well as soft locking me, as well as going out of bounds and dying. It is possible to do multiple different things here if you don't listen to this, so we really have to watch this. Alright, so we're going to go up here, and then we're basically going to be using Patch for the last time this time around. So there's this long bridge section here. We're just going to do our roll attack canceling over and over again here. So now we're going to go through here, and now we're going to do another fight skip. Another straightaway, so we're just going to do this again. And then we're going to skip over that, and now we're going to do another sort of thing that we could do with the switching. We can actually up warp. So that up warp allows for us to... the game thinks we're on the same z-axis, or one of the axi, whatever you want to call it, as up above us. So if we warp like that, the game is like, oh, okay, you're on the same plane? Okay, then we can just put you up there. And that's the only way to actually skip that fight. Oh god, oh god. Alright, cool, now we got the straightaway. That's the one bad thing about this attack cancel, is if you're around enemies, it will lock onto them more so over than anybody else. So this is one of my hardest ones for me. I had to focus a little bit. I had to wait until they get in here enough, and then we're going to roll down at the very bottom of those stairs, and now we're going to control patch for the rest of this to get to the end of this section here. So we're going to roll right here, switch, and now we're going to go up here, and we don't need to worry about Scribbler anymore. He can defend for himself, because once we go up here, we are going to get our dialogue box, and we're going to talk to Astrid one more time, and she's going to say, wow, what's that roar coming from? Where is that coming from? And now we're going to walk in, and that is the end of Havenholm, the regular area there. And now we're going to go into the runes. So each section of areas has the main section as well as the runes section of the game. And each one of those runes, at the end of the runes, there is a boss, because there's going to be... I'll explain the bosses when I get there, because there's there's some interesting stuff that's about to happen in the game here. And each one of the bosses, as of now, has a way to cheese them or has a manipulation to kill them, which is amazing. Because there's a boss coming up in the second area that I could not stand, but now he is very easy to actually manipulate. Well, we can cheese it very easily. I'm just gonna roll here. Ah, that sucks. So sometimes you can get up there really fast, and you can still move through there even faster. This is a hard roll. Ugh. You could skip that dialogue box as well. I'm not doing the greatest in here right now. So right now we want to try and trap patch right there so we can roll through here. Instead of watching it, there's usually a little tiny cutscene that you have to watch there before anything happens. We just skipped both of them, which is good. Alright, so we're going to go in here and we're going to do an actual fight. We actually have to fight somebody. What do you know? But this is actually a super, super simple fight. We're going to charge up our attack, and hopefully Patch will attack the guy with the big hammer, which he did. And as long as I attack here, we attack the guy behind us. And now we're going to go up here, and we're going to... That will be the only time and last time that we actually fight with the axe, because we're going to be getting our archaic hammer right now. And this is actually much better weapon. And we're going to get this cutscene, because normally they would want you there to watch that cutscene. But since we weren't there and we backed out a little bit sooner to get to where we need to go, then that happened. So now we're going to do our up warp again. There we go. We're going to up warp up to here and then warp down. Oops. Go again. Awesome. And now we're going to... so what we did there with that up warp is normally you would have to go to the right, not just straight across for these pathways, but doing the up warp allows us to skip completely the right and left sides of this dungeon in order to get up... get that thing. Cool. So now we're going to solve this puzzle, and the simple way is to cheese this out a little bit. So we're going to stand right here, and we're going to attack this twice. We're going to go right here, we're going to attack that, then we're going to move over here, move that, and then move that down, and we have now solved the puzzle. That is actually very fast compared to what I usually do there. It usually takes me a lot longer to get those second ones. So let's see if we got lucky with these guys. Good, good, good. So normally they can block your pathway. Ah, I didn't get the fast. That's fine. So what we're going to do here is we are going to meet somebody we don't know. We don't know who this person is, what she's doing here. All we know is that she's trying to stop us. And that this is a room we see builds of... It looks like a night Fury. But... in all reality, we're just going to go up here, and we are going to then run into Astrid again. Astrid, do you need help? Oh, no! She's like, no, I'm fine, I can hold this, even though, her dragon is just standing there, who could also help with holding it, instead of her just standing there. We don't know what's behind there. Instead, we're just going to go up to the top there, and we are going to, get out of here. Just leave her alone. So now we're going into here, and this is the hot purple. As you'll see on the back of his head there, his neck, whatever, that is controlled by this person here. Her name is Air. Air has a grudge against all the dragons. She wants to control all the dragons, so her dragons are only hers. She had something bad happen to one of her dragons. Her dragon was killed and she lost it, so she wants all the dragons to become hers, but in order to do that, she has to destroy all the good dragons. So that's what she's trying to do right here. So we're going to go up here, and we're actually going to manipulate this boss. And this manipulation was actually was found by accident by somebody else, but I made it work a lot better for me. So I'm going to go up here, and she always goes to the same spot, so I know exactly where I'm going to go. So we're going to go there, and now that was the last one. We're going to go over here, and we're going to move Patch right here for the sole purpose of our next manipulation. So what he's going to do, normally he would have to shoot out the fire again and then run towards it, but if you stand on it at that specific time and then have him right there, Scribbler right there, you're going to be able to... Ah, that sucks. Alright, so I got hit by the ice, which is fine. So we just manipulated her again. And now we're going to go over here and then attack one more time. We're going to get up here one more time and hopefully get this manipulation one more time. Let's go. So we're going to try and do the same exact thing that we just did. We did it. Awesome, awesome. So that skips a lot that we have to do there. Oh, we might kill her on this first attempt. Oh, that's fine. And she is dead, and that fight is over with. So that manipulation was found by accident by somebody else, and I looked at it and I said, wait a second. I think I see what happens here. And when I tested it out, I found that doing that exact thing, standing on the switch, right as he's lifting up in the air and having Scribbler on the outside edge, it allows for us to actually manipulate him to just fly towards us for some strange reason. But anyway, remember that trick earlier that we had with the Terror Mail? Well, that allows for us to just completely move around for no reason whatsoever during this cutscene. We're supposed to just be standing still. Scribbler's supposed to be here, and Patch is supposed to be right here, just talking to each other. And right there, you won't be able to see. There he is! So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be running around here doing absolutely nothing. So right now we still have the ice, but because he's a Chimeragon, there's something going on with his body that allows for him to, that makes it so he is completely growing way too fast, and we don't want that to happen. So this is the results of us being able to move. We're supposed to be on the back of him right now, but we are not. Instead, we're just going to fly by ourselves off of Patch. So after that, now that he's a Chimeragon, we can actually ride on his back and he's able to fly up into the air. And this is just a dialogue box explaining exactly how you fly and everything. It comes like, oh, he can fly. He's a Chimeragon. Here's how you fly. Why don't you fly over to Havenholm? We have some stuff to talk about. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to fly all the way over here. And I know exactly where I have to hit the button. So I'm going to stop right now because you would have to stop anyway when you're over the buttons there to fly down into Havenholm. And, so, we are going to now go into Havenholm and start talking to people. And the funny thing about this is, they're just going to be talking about, hey, who is this person? What does she want from us? I kind of told you exactly what happened, but we're going to find that out later on, and this is actually a perfect time for donations to be read. But right now, I'm just going to have a little bit of fun here. We are going to have Gobber talk about his shop, where if you were playing casually, you'd want to go over there to use it to upgrade all your weapons, but we just don't need to do that because we have some more tricks up our sleeve in order to make the game a little bit faster. So there's the shop that they're talking about, and now there's going to be Terror Mail that comes in, and the Terror Mail is going to be like, hey, I know a little bit something about this. We're going to go into here, and we are going to walk around and just terrorize everybody while they're just going around in here. Then we're going to hold down this, and normally this just completely skips a dialogue box here, and we're actually going to have to get that dialogue box later on. Alright, so we're going to go over this way, and oops, I forgot to skip the dialogue box. We're going to go over here, and we're just going to fly over to Valka's mountain. And if you don't know who Valka is, you might want to watch the second movie, but Valka just happens to be Hiccup's mother. And this is where her world was, over here in this ice palace over here. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to do this. And we're just going to fly. And we're not sure if flying down near the water or flying straight across is actually faster, but all these flying sections are actually perfect sections for donations to be read. Even though they're not long, there could be like 1 or 2 read in here depending on how short or long they are. So right here, once again, we're going to get close. I'm going to slow down, and then I'm going to land at the campground. So going down here, excuse me. We are going to have to skip another dialogue box coming up here, and it's very important because it's another Astrid Skip. It's down at the bottom of the stairs. I have to remember this. It's bottom of the stairs, roll, there we go, we got that, and then we're going to go over here and we're going to do that. We're going to switch over to our new power that we got for becoming bigger. We're going to hit that, and we actually skipped another dialogue box there, which is kind of a difficult one to get. We're going to roll over here, and then we're going to roll in here, and let's go patch. So that attack cancel. So one thing about Toothless is, or not Toothless, Patch, is his special ability, this attack that we're going to be doing, is actually not mentioned in the game at all. So we're not sure if it's like an intended mechanic. But he has the strongest attack in the entire game, and that is just a spin attack that you've been seeing me do already. And that's just by running and attacking at the same time. That spin attack right there. So Valka's Mountain is my favorite section in the entire game because basically every screen but one in this game has a skip. So that was a skip right there to skip the entire puzzle in the entire game, in this entire screen. There we go. And we're just going to go up here and we're going to attack that. So the reason I went fast there is there's an inconsistent way to actually become a Scribbler here and move around while that's happening. Everybody in the community still has no consistent way to actually be able to control him there. We've tried so many ways of actually doing it and it just doesn't work. So I'm going to stand right here and I'm going to roll. Cool. I skipped that fight, so that's kind of a difficult fight to do. You have to stand in a specific place in order to get that to work. So right here, we do have to become Patch because we have to do this roll skip. This actually skips us out of this section and out of bounds. And this, the cool thing about this skip, this is actually the first skip that was ever shown off to one of the devs. And they said, wow, we're so long on this level, but they're really supportive. So once again, we have another skip. We're not gonna lower this gate whatsoever. There just happens to be room on the side, and we're gonna run down here, and we cannot get caught. If you wait too long to go down the other set of stairs, you have a chance of getting caught, which for me was every single time. And as long as you go down that first set of stairs, you should be good. Okay? You know that you've gotten the skip if you hear the enemies yell, "There!" So as long as you hear that, then you are golden. You're gonna see me move my head every single time when I do those, because for some reason I just feel that helps me out. If that annoys you, I'm sorry, but that's the only way I can do that. That's fine. I forgot that I had to be Patch here for a split second. So this is one of the sections in the entire game where the VSync off comes in handy. If you're playing VSync off, you would actually just be able to push the other character, either Patch or Scribbler, through the wall there and not have to go up top where I just went. So as you can see, this attack roll cancel is actually pretty difficult to move because it's just like a straightforward if you do your boost there. So we're actually going to stay as Scribbler here the entire time because this next section is all Scribbler all the time. That's fine. I messed it up just a little bit. We don't really need it anyway. Okay, so what we did there is we rolled off this edge of the area there, which allows for us to just up warp like we did earlier on in the game. We're going to roll again. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to do it one more time. Hopefully get it first try. Cool. Awesome, awesome. Alright, this is my worst one in this section. There we go, we got it first try. Again. Let's go. And we're just going to run forward here. So this is literally the only screen in the entire game. If you want to join this game, I would highly suggest you look at just the screen and just the screen alone to try and find a skip for us, because this is the only screen in all of Falco's Mountain that does not have a skip. Oh, we cannot find anything. Maybe you'll hit it. There we go. It's just doing it normally. And that is kind of funny because it's one of the shorter puzzles, but even if we find a skip here, it can make it even shorter, which is wonderful. So we're gonna do all of our fast attacking there, and then we're going to switch over to patch one more time. We're gonna do our roll there, and then we're gonna go over here. Got it. Nice. All right. So, normally they would show a cutscene there if you step far enough forward, and I actually skipped that. Wow. Okay. Normally it would tell you how to get through this puzzle. This is actually one of the longer puzzles in the game, but we can just... That is the easiest trick in the entire game. You just walk off and go towards the final solution to the puzzle. And now we're going on to basically the last screen of the entire one. We have one more skip that we have to do. Cool, we did it. And now we are done with Valka Mountain. We're going into the Valka Mountain Ruins, where we have even more skips. Yes! This game is completely broken, and I love it. This is one of the reason that it's broke is probably, as much as it's broke, is probably why it's one of my favorite speedruns to run at the moment. Because even though it's a really, really small community, as in like 3 active runners, it's a really small community, but everybody has found at least one skip one way or another. MOD, I found the manipulation and some of the skips by accident. MOD has found a faster way to defeat this boss in here, Stormcutter, and then a lost speed running is the one that's found basically every skip that you're seeing us do, and the main original runner of this game. Alright, and then we're going to go through here, and we're going to roll down here, and this is a more recent skip that was found as well. We're going to go right here, we're going to fall down, we're going to stand up, and now we have just completely skipped having to hit a certain button to get down here. That's actually a lot faster, like 20 seconds faster, depending on how well they like to, the dragons up top went with you. Alright, and we're going to go up here. And the reason that I'm patch is for this specific skip right here. We're going to try it one more time. I want to show this off. It's not that hard. If not, then we'll have to, unfortunately, do the button of shame. So what I'm trying to do, normally what you would have to do is you would have to hit that button with patch or with Scribbler there, and then, I guess I have to show it the normal way. That's fine. So you can usually just skip through that a lot faster by just squeezing your way on there and walking on it. It's a little bit more difficult on the oops, I did not mean to do that. I went to switch. On the Xbox is a little bit harder trick to do. So now that was a little bit wasted time. That's fine. We're gonna stand on that, and this is what you would normally have to watch. I know it's not that much, but even doing that skip saves even a little bit of time that way as well. So this is what we would normally do. We would hit that, and then we would be down here already. And then we would go right into this next section. Unfortunately, we lost a little bit of time there just because I wanted to show it off, but that's perfectly fine. It's not that much of a time loss. We're going to go up here, and we are hopefully going to get the switch in time. Nice. Woo! That was close. If you do that, then you have to wait for the next cycle, which is very slow. So this next section, we can only have Scribbler. And this puzzle is solved the same way every single time. I can solve this puzzle in my sleep, to be completely honest. It's very, very easy, and it's a section... It's a puzzle that, while I'm solving, can have donations read during it. It's so... All the sections in here can be solved while I'm... Oh, wait, I need Patch, or Scribbler here. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna hit this, and then we're gonna roll through here. Oh, no! That sucks. Okay. So, normally what you would want to do there is you would want to get up there fast enough to get through here, so you can move while you're doing stuff. Okay, I still was able to activate it, so I still might be able to do it. We're gonna go here, and then... Oh, yes, okay, we're good. You don't want to roll on that, though, because it wastes a little bit of time. Here we go. We're gonna go up here as fast as we can, and then we're going to go in here and get Patch one more time, hit that lightning right there, and now we're going to just teleport back once again. This kind of confusing as to what's going on here, but doing all of this is actually basically, it's the exact path that you would normally take if you're doing this casually, but we're taking it a little bit faster. We have some skips here and there, but other than that, it's just doing it normally. So we're going to go up here, and thanks to MOD once again, he is the one that told me that if it works, once you go up to the snow, turn around instantly, and you should be able to hit that with no problem. Good, good, good. Now we're going to switch over to Scribbler here, and we're going to go up as fast as we can, because he gets another puzzle, and this puzzle is the last puzzle in this section before we head into the boss room. Or go talk to Astrid, I should say. We're going to hit this over. We're going to go up. Oops. There we go. You can hit a little bit too fast. Nice. We got up to the door fast enough. Then we're going to go here. Yes, we're missing one. We cannot... We do have to hit all three of those. It'd be nice if we only had to do one here, but we can skip that. We're going to go up here, and we're going to be Scribbler again. Then we're going to go here, over, down, and then over. And now we have all three of these. We are going to go over, and we are going to head into the Astrid room. But first, we need... Once again, we need to do one more skip here if I can figure out where it is. Hey, I did it! Okay. I think I figured out where that is, finally. That one is one of the harder skips for me. For some reason, I don't know where it is half the time. So right here, we are going into Stormcutter. This used to be probably the worst boss fight in the entire game for me. Until recently when MOD found a good way to just cheese this boss. It's now one of the easier bosses in the entire game. I used to lose every single one of my runs to this boss right here, Stormcutter. So this guy gets to fly around. He's a little bit bigger than Hot Purple. And they're like, Air, why are you doing this? She says, I need the power. I can't let this happen to me anymore. So, you can become a friend. You can join us. She says, I had friends, but they all abandoned me. They killed me. They didn't want to be with me anymore. Now you'll feel what it's like to have no friends. If you won't follow with me, be on my side, then I don't want you alive. So, here we go. We are going to go and attack the Stormcutter here. I'll try and explain a little bit what's going on, but throughout this fight, a lot of this fight is just going to be... Once I explain the first phase of each one, then it'll be a lot of donation reading going on. So this first phase is just a left, right, left, and then we just have to dodge a little bit of the Stormcutter just doing this. No movement or anything. And then we have to dodge by standing in the center. Like I said, this is a very straightforward boss once you know what to do. So we're just going to stand literally right here. He cannot hit us again. But then we have to hit him as he's coming down. Alright, there we go. We're going to go over here. And then we're going to wait and attack a little bit early, so that way, the second that it's able to be hit... Now we're going to stand here, run in this straight head right here, wait until she's able to be hit, and attack her. Cool, that was perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. Next up, we have these icicles that are falling down. We have to stand behind these ice in order to not get hit by it moving right, left, right. And then we have to go on the right-hand side. I'm going to count for myself before I can attack once again. So like I said, this used to be the hardest boss for me. I would die almost every single time, and this is where runs went to die. But nowadays, this is a very simple boss fight. I barely struggle with it. I say barely because the only hard part now is just fighting air at this point. Right, so now we're going to wait for a split second. It's going to go up here. 1, 2, 3, attack. Now we're going to stand here. This is the hardest wave to stun lock her. Because she does that. Attack her, please, Scribbler. Dang it. This is what we don't want to happen. This is what happens if you don't stun lock her. There we go. So Scribbler attacked her, which caused her to only attack at Scribbler. That's perfectly fine as long as I don't get hit. So the last one, depending on where they're standing. So since the right... No! Woo! Alright, we're good. So, if they're down on the bottom or middle, you want to stand at the top left on the same side. If they're on the top, you want to stand on the bottom right of the same corner. That will allow for you to completely skip every single one of these phases. So they're at the middle, so we're going to stand at top left, where we will not get hit. Like that. Perfect. And now we have one more that we have to do, and then attack, and then air one last time, and we will be golden. Let's see what we got here. You're going to go up the top. Cool. I can show them where to stand right here. Awesome. So now with that, we're just going to walk up this way. We're going to go over here, and we're going to stand in this corner because it's going to go around from the left all the way around the outside edge, left, middle, down. So if we stand up here, we won't get hit on the first phase. Then we're going to move to the center right here. Stand right there, not get hit, and then we're going to move all the way over to the right. It will not get hit. And we're also right next to the thing that we need to attack, which is right here. We'll make sure that we can hit it from here. We have a second because it roars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. And that's the last one for Stormcutter, as long as we don't die right here. Cool. And that is the fight. We are now done with Stormcutter, in my opinion, the hardest boss in the entire game. And the rest of the game is now just chill for the rest of the run. So, now with Air defeated for the second time, she says, how could you... That's enough, Air. You need to stop. I will never stop until all the dragons are with me. So, after this fight, there's not much talking, but a little bit to say here is, since he's a Chimeragon, once again, he's going to grow one more time. And we're going to get a new power once again, and you're going to see the new power is going to be fire. And that means, of course, we get the fire after we get past the ice level, right? But anyway, what is he looking at? Alright, so with this fire, it's just going to allow for us to go and go into the next level, which is Briar, a Blood Briar, and Blood Briar, boy, oh boy, it does not like me half of the time. Both the level and the rune, or the main area, Blood Briar and Blood Briar runes, are actually quite difficult for me. A lot of the skips aren't hard, it's just, I screw them up a lot, or I just end up, like, not remembering where to go half the time, but with a little bit of practice, I've been getting a lot better at Blood Briar. The boss in there is there's actually 2 bosses coming up in the final section. You'll see the biggest dragon of all coming up, but we're also going to be fighting, you can probably guess by now, Air is going to be the final boss of the game, but that's not where the timing is going to end. I'll actually let you find out near the end what the final timing is going to be, because it has the best music at the very end coming up soon. We're gonna go here and we're just gonna stop. We're gonna land at the campground because we have to go and we have to talk to Hiccup, Gover, and all of them in town once again. And Stormfly, I remembered it halfway through this run. Stormfly is Astrid's dragon. I remembered it. Alright, go down here, talk to them, and once again, this is just another section that can have donations read, because there isn't really anything important. They're just saying, hey, do you know any way of stopping, this isn't good, Patch is growing up so fast, does anybody know a way of actually slowing down this growing of Patch? And they said the only person that might know how to do that is actually Air, so you're gonna have to go and stop Air at this point. And nobody likes that, including, Patch. Or not Patch, Scribbler. I do that a lot. Alright, so now we're gonna go over to Blood Briar. This is a little bit of a flying section. This is probably one of the longer flying sections in the entire one, because we also have a dialogue box right here saying, this is our last chance, are you sure? Are you sure you want to continue on? And Patch just keeps flying. He doesn't care. Patch, I feel, isn't, like, the smartest of dragons, to be completely honest. Alright, so now we're over here. We have one more Ashford Skip that we have to do here to finish it off for us. I do that all the time. There we go. So we stopped fully before we landed down in Blood Briar, and we're going to switch over to our fire, because that's the first thing that we're going to be using in this area here. And the Astrid Skip, once again, this one is actually one of the more difficult. This isn't the last one, now that I think about it. This is not the last one, but we'll have one more after this. But that won't be until we get into the runes. We're gonna dodge right there. Cool, we got it. Alright, perfect. Alright. So there's a way to skip this dialogue box, I just don't know where it is. And it's not really that important, to be completely honest. Come on through, Scribbler. We need you. Come on, Scribbler, get through! Oh! So there's nothing that we had to skip here at the very beginning, we just had to go through. Alright, and here we go. We're now going to go through this next section and hopefully roll over the blocks that I need to. There we go. So normally right here, this is why we have the fire to begin with, is using the fire, it completely gets rid of the fog that's right there. But since we know where we're going, we don't need to worry about that. So this is going to be really weird, but this is one of the harder sections for me, so in just a little bit here, I'm going to be switching over to Patch, because the roll section here to skip past this next one is very difficult otherwise for me. Right here, and this is one of the longer ones. If you lose time there, then it sucks hard. Okay, here we go. We don't have to fight all of this. As you can see, this is a very long section, so if you end up failing, you would have to go all the way back instead of going forward, and even if you fight, it's still, like, very difficult. So, this is an automatic place where we have to go back through. This is the first time, I think, the entire time that I've had to show this. But now that we've done that, the activation for the fight happened once, and we can just go through. Alright, so now we're switching over to ice. Oops. That was my fault. I thought we were in a different section. That's fine. Not to worry, we'll just run back here. Then go back through once again. And now we don't have to worry about it again. I know where it is. We would have to roll right there in order to get it. And now we're going to go through here. Okay, hi Astrid, bye Astrid. So right here we're just going to run through as Patch. Scribbler. His name is Scribbler, Steve. And we're going to go through here. And now we're on to probably one of the harder ones for me. We're going to drop down here. Oops. We're going to put ice down. Then we're going to run over this way. We're going to, well, we still have to have on ice. And then we're going to go over here. We're going to ignore the giant dragon that's coming after us. Oops. We're going to maybe get the lightning. Wow, wait, Steve. Then we're going to switch back over to Scribbler. We're going to fall down there. Then we're going to go back over. We're going to roll off, fall down here, stand right in this position right there, get in a specific spot. Then we're going to change over, and there we go. We have now skipped having to go forward there. So I couldn't tell you in this section what to do at all because I've legitimately never played Briar normally. This whole section is just lying to me because I've never actually done this casually, like, correctly. Because I knew that when I bought this game, I wanted to learn to speedrun it. So, by the time that I got to here, I was just like, I'm just gonna learn the speedrun stats. So I've never actually done this game 100%. Alright, we're gonna get some ice on here. I'm gonna go over. And now this is another section we just have to roll. There. Alright, come back with me, Scribbler. Okay, come on, Scribbler. I don't want you to die. So this is why we've had this potion the entire time. It's basically, at this point, a safety measure for us. Because if somebody ends up dying while they're in the middle of a fight, we have to go back and we have to actually pick them up. So, one second here, I'm going to focus. There we go. Made it through. We're going to hit this. Then we have to go over here with Patch. And now we're going to hit that. We're going to go down here, roll, and get over. And over. We don't need to worry about this. So we're going to switch over to Patch. Scribbler. Until we get over to this section where there's another difficult skip here. We're going to get it about right there. Then we're going to roll. Perfect. And then we're going to get over this way and hopefully not get caught. If we get caught, it is... we have to run all the way back. So we're definitely hoping not to get caught. Awesome. Now we're going to go through here, and we are going to stay as Patch for this entire section here. And I mean Patch this time because, well, until we get to a certain area, but these first two sections we're going to stay as Patch. And make sure that we skip this, otherwise this is going to be very difficult. There we go. So normally you would have to use the fire in order to find your pathway to get over here and not fall into holes. But if you just hit that, by standing outside of the clouds, we're going to do that. Then we're going to roll over this way, and we're going to go up here. So, this section that you're seeing me do at this moment right now, you only have to hit those two in the any percent off category or VSync off category, because you could just do once again the push through method. All right, we're gonna go all the way over here, and we're going to stand right there and maybe hit it. There we go. Then we're gonna switch to Scribbler once again. And get all the way over here. Nice. And we're gonna stay as Scribbler here. It doesn't really matter at this point who goes through this, because everybody, both of them can do the same thing. So when we did this before, we usually stayed as Patch, because Patch is actually a faster normal runner than Scribbler is. But now that we have this path, I find this method of rolling with him, and I feel that this is faster than Patch's version of it. Alright, so now we're going to stand on here, and I'm going to hit both that one and that one. Maybe. There we go. And then, just so Scribbler does not die, we're going to go through this as Scribbler. There we go. And now we're going to try for the hardest boss skip right there. Cool, we got it. Good, good, good. We're going to go through here, and we're going to do an ice. One more ice. And then we're going to do another skip there and get our final cutscene right there. Now we're going into the Briar runes, and there's not a ton of skips in this, except for when you're in the VSync off category. VSync off category here is quite brilliant. You skip a whole floor on this section if you're playing on the VSync off category. Here we have to do all the floors, but it's just fine. Oh, another thing that I found in this section right here is actually a very perfect setup to do the Astrid Skip. So you'll see all the runners stand right here, then roll. That is the fastest way to do that skip for Astrid. It's the easiest as well. All right, we're going to do, once again, roll. Ugh, didn't get it. That's fine. So we're going to hit this one, get him over here, over here. Then I'm going to hit just those ones to get that. So we're going to hit this down. Then we're going to hit it over. Once again, we're going to do that one and that one. This is going to allow us to do that. Then we're going to roll down here. We're going to hit these. Oops, hit those. I don't care that we got hit there. Then we're going to go over here, here. We're going to hit this one and hit this one. Then we're going to switch over to lightning as Patch there, so we can go right over there. As long as you have solved everything, you can just use the lightning and hit it as early as possible. So now we're going to skip another fight here. We just have to wait for Scribbler to walk in, because it actually, you can't do the skip too early, otherwise it just won't work even if you stand in the right spot. So right there, we don't have to do anything. We're just going to stand in a specific spot right there. All right, awesome. We're going to then do that. We're going to go here. Oh, I tried. So you can actually get through that and do that a little bit faster, skipping that section slightly. So now that we've done that, this area is very confusing sometimes. So what I just did there, where I'm going right now, is actually never used inside of the VSync off. This puzzle right here is never used in the VSync off category. So everything you see right here is only exclusive to basically consoles and VSync on if you run it on the PC. There we go. Hit that. And now we're going to run over here, hit that. And then we're going to run over that way so we can get our last one. Here we go, in here. We're going to stand on this over here. And then switch over to Scribbler. And we're going to do some more attack roll cancels. Oh, then go up here and solve this one. This is really fun. There and there. And then we're going to hit that one more time, and we've just solved that puzzle. And now we're going to get another one of those glitches where it wants you to see a cutscene happen. But since we load out so fast that we actually don't see that cutscene. So it's just going to go completely black at this section in just a second. Right there. We cannot move this time. And the other one we could move around. So now we have to go this way. And we actually need patch for this section because the next section is only 4 patch. Good thing we still have fire on. And what I like to do, just as my own game, I like to try and not make it so Scribbler can fit through here, just so he misses out on stuff. There he goes. He did not come in. Alright, and we hit that switch that opens these up. And now we're going into... There is MOD found a skip in this section, and I still have yet to figure out how to do it. Or maybe I could just do it on first try. What do you know? Perfect. So, I know that it's after the lever, but I don't exactly know where after the lever. So let's see if we can get this roll. Nice. So that's kind of difficult to get there over there right away. Patch likes to get stuck very easily. We're going to go in here, and I don't know how this is solved normally, to be completely honest. Got through there, no problem. And now, we just cheesed that puzzle like crazy. Like I said, I don't actually know how to solve that normally. Because this is also part of the section that I just don't know. So right here, we're going to do the attack that we're not supposed to have. Or we might have, but they just don't talk about it in the game. There we go. We got that. So now we're going to switch over to lightning here. For the sole purpose of... it's actually able to hit stuff the farthest distance away from you. So that's why we use it there, because it'll hit that a lot easier. So now we're going to go here, and we're going to try and hit this on the first go. We're going to hit that and then turn back around, roll through here. And now I'm going to switch over to Scribbler so I can do the attack cancels. Go around them. We don't need to fight them a second time. Go through here. And out. And this is actually my favorite skip in the entire game coming up right here. We're going to go over here, and we are going to... grab out patch. We're going to walk in this section over here. We're going to step down in a specific area. Normally you would have to go down there, but for some reason it allows for us to go there, and now we're going to roll over this, get over here, and we have just now skipped a whole entire fight. I don't know how long that fight is, actually, to be completely honest. And that skip is so fun to do, in my opinion. Alright, so this dialogue, or this cutscene cannot be skipped no matter what you do. It cannot be skipped. We have to watch it. That is our big boss man for, our first big boss man for this first section here. So we're almost done with, actually, the Blood Briar runes. The boss is actually very, very simple. And just for safety here, I'm actually don't even think I need... the health here. So we're going to move all the way over here, and then we're going to roll up here. Once I do this, this is actually done with this section, and we're going to go through here. Cool, cool, cool. So instead of doing up warping, you can also down warp, as you've seen a couple of times. So now we are going to go into the next fight here. We actually have to start out as Scribbler for the first time in all the boss fights. Just so we can hit one block, and that's the only time that we're going to be controlling Scribbler. So, This is she has now put 3 different of those controlling things onto the Crimson Gore Gunner, and she says, "I bet you're not going to be able to survive this. This is your last chance to join me, and I won't let it make it attack you. This has gone too far, Air. We need to stop you. Can you please just join us? We'll help you. We'll get you your own dragon." And she's like, "No, never." So he's like, "Okay, if that's the case, then, I'm sorry. But, you're gonna have to defeat this thing." We have a little tiny cheating method that we could do to go after this Crimson Gore Gunner. Normally you'd have to get rid of all 3 of those, We're only gonna get rid of the one on the head. And the way we do that is we're gonna run up here as Patch, and we're gonna stand in a specific place here. Okay, we're in our perfect spot. We got 1. I believe it's 12. So as long as I'm standing right here. Let's go. So right here, as long as we're standing right here, we can never get hit. Okay, that was 2 hits right there. Alright. So once again, I'm just going to keep on attacking. This is the fight. So this is another perfect time for donations to be read, because this is all that this fight is me just standing here attacking. There's no way for them to hurt me. Okay, that was another 2 hits. That's good. Perfect! Alright, let's go. So we're going to go down here. I'm going to change into Scribbler here. And actually, there is a faster way to do that. We still have yet to figure out how to do it. But if you attach yourself to and move in a specific way, there you can actually completely skip that entire fight. So I'm going to grab this just because. So now we have... oh, I didn't skip that. That's fine. So now that gives us more health potions, I believe. Supposedly. It's not decided not to give us more potions. That's perfectly fine, though, to be completely honest. So this is the final boss fight. So Air, we're going to be running around in circles and hopefully hitting her so we can attack. This boss fight is not that hard, and this is actually once we defeat Air, it's not the final time. We have a little bit more that we have to do, and then we'll be done. So here we go. We're just going to be running around in circles and dodging stuff. So what Air is saying here is, Air, you have the potion. You have a way to heal him. She says, I do, but do you want him to stay this old for the rest of his life? Because that's what's going to happen. And he says, well, no, not really. I don't. And she says, well, then I can't do anything about it. He says, okay, fine, then if that's the case, I'm going to have to stop you right now. That sucks hard. Potion time. There we go. So what happened there is these rocks that are falling are completely random. What had happened, I know she can get hit by them too, I just wasn't thinking about it, but the rocks that are falling are completely random. And what had happened was I went underneath it just as I went to attack her. To stun lock her like this. There we go. Okay, the good thing about this is as long as you don't let her go back up to the top up there, she can go back up to the top. As long as she doesn't go back up to the top, then you're safe. But yeah, we are almost done. This is the last phase of Air. And then we just have to finish up the game. Alright, and we are finished with the game, we just now have to just basically mash and run around. Alright, here we go. So the timing is going to, not when we get to Havenholm, but I kind of, this flying section has the best music in the entire game. So right here, this music, right here. So this is as fast as we can go now. This is how old Patch has become. He's just worn down. He's old. He's dying. We have to get back to Havenholm to tell everybody what's happening. That heir is defeated, and that Patch can no longer live on anymore because he's so worn down. So they send a message telling us that there's one more place. I'm almost crying saying this. This is when I first played this, I like wept. This is so sad. But it's telling us that there is actually a dragon graveyard that they send all the deceased dragons to, which is very sad when you play it casually because you've been playing the game just casually all by yourself playing it, and then this ending happens, which is very sad. I'm almost crying right now. I almost cry every time I play this game just because of this ending. There we go. I slowed down, and this is all that Patch can do. This is all the energy that he has. So we're gonna go down here, and we are going to roll one last time as Patch. This is your last roll, buddy. He's going to go over here, and they're going to say it's time for us to, unfortunately, take him over to the dragon graveyard. It's kind of like an elephant graveyard, I guess. But we're going to go here. And he's going to collapse, which is very sad. Everybody, just put your emotes, your sad emotes, in chat. But in all reality, he just collapsed. He's a little bit tired. He's just taking a power nap, and by power nap I mean 10 seconds, because in all reality, he's wide awake. He can move around all he wants, okay? It's not that bad. So the timing is going to come up the second that the final the final box comes up for the credits. When the final credits box comes up. Which is in about, I think, a minute and a half. It's just mashing at this point. It's just all dialogue box. There's no more movement. It's just hitting a button at this point. So we'll let you see here that he's a Chimeragon. He's going to pass away. He's going to grow up fast. He's going to die, but then he's going to be reborn again as... Let's see. A different Chimeragon. But this time as a different color. Which is unfortunate because I wish that at the beginning of the game you could choose the color of what Patch is. Alright. And with this, we are getting very close. I will tell you when timing is coming up. Very, very shortly now. Once we see them say, actually, then it'll be a couple more. Actually. So instead of just leaving Patch here, he automatically becomes my permanent dragon forever now. Okay, and then this is moving away, and once they start walking away, that's when the timing will basically be. And 3, 2, 1, time. So that was one thing I want to point out before this happens. This is supposed to be full screen, but for some strange reason, on this game, on the Xbox Series X, it never shows the full screen. It only shows this. Only the small box here. But anyway, thanks for watching. This game is one of my favorite speedruns of all time. I thoroughly enjoy playing this. I will always play this game when I'm down. It's just so relaxing to me, and with all this new movement, it just breaks it open a little bit more and makes it go a little bit faster. But if you enjoyed this game, I really appreciate this to be shown off at the marathon. It's such a small community that we want to get more people in. But anyway, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it, and I hope you see you at the marathon. Thank you.